Mm. Good morning. I'm Sensei Mish. It is morning tea with me. It's, what is what is today? I know it's a Friday. Uh, what is it? July 28th. That's what it is. Sorry, I was having a Biden moment. Um, mm, that's really good. So, last time I checked in with you guys, uh, last week, we we were in the midst of Bram's birthday camp. Good morning. It is Friday. Uh, we were in the midst of Bram's birthday camp. We had already finished the first 2 days, and we were basically getting ready for the first of the standard 3 day. So camp was amazing. Like uh, lots of people said it was like the best training that they'd ever had, best camp that they had attended. Even the 3 dayers, best camp that they had attended. Um, it was it was really really good. So uh, uh, I don't even know where to start. So one of the things that we did for Bram, and one little factoid that a lot of people may not know, is that he was actually officially knighted. So he has been for many years Sir Bram, but that was something that he just didn't, really promote that much. And then, but we made uh, our chronicler, one of the modular triad or the CSSD triad. Uh, he got him a lordship, so he is officially, it's Sea, I think it's Sealand. There's this little micronation called Sealand, and they give out limited lordship. Well, not they give out a limited number of lordships. So anyway, so he is actually a lord. Therefore, he can, like, lords can knight people. Lords can have knights, and yeah. Anyway, total surprise for his birthday. Like, completely had no idea that that was going to happen. So it was really really cool. Um, but we had usually we have people from all over the country show up. We actually had people from all over the world show up. Well, at least one person. Odessa, the one brand name for the Desun Gut. She showed up. Like, she lives in Switzerland, works all over the world. Right now, she's based out of Iraq. So, like, she showed up. Like, it was amazing. So, um, it was one of those where I didn't, like, Bram's like, oh yeah, Odessa's going to show up, and he's been saying that for years. And so he actually, like, she actually reaches out to me and she's like, yeah, so I'm going to be coming in at, like, 10 a.m. tomorrow, and the same day that Bram came in. And so when I picked up the van, I picked her up, and we hung out before. Yeah, it was great. So it was a great time getting to know Odessa and all these other people that came. Got to see some people I haven't seen in a long time. Yeah, it's really fun. So uh, a, a great time was had by all. Uh, so right now, and it's funny because, like, it was five, like, for me, it's basically nonstop until Bram leaves. But 5 days of training, getting all that organized, and I think Monday, like, I slept in a little bit. Bram, he usually doesn't sleep, uh, but um, it was somewhat back to normal. You know, doing the books, hanging out. teaching classes. So, Bram, I taught my Monday classes, and then I dropped Bram off. It took probably 2 or 3 days to recover, like just the exhaustion. I think it was I think even Tuesday, or maybe it was Wednesday. I really can't I really can't remember, but I told Lisa that, like, throughout the other days, if I was tired, I would just suck it up and continue going, because that's just what it means. Like, you're got to get stuff done. But I told her, I was like, I told her, I said, I think today, if I'm tired, I'm just going to take a nap, because like it just takes so much out of you. And I think being able to do that, just having be like, I'm tired, I think I'm going to take a nap. I think that really, really helped me recover. Now, getting back into my routine, that's been really hard. So, but just there, getting stuff done for other projects, editing the video. I think I mentioned that. Watching Star Trek. I mean, that's kind of in my routine. Like, was it? Of course, episodes drop on Thursdays. We were in Mary Hill on Thursday. We were at the beach on Wednesday, so I couldn't, like, what Wednesday night, I was just so tired that I didn't even watch it. And then, of course, I can't remember what day it was. And Rob, you probably, if you're still on, you'll probably know. But at one of those days, maybe it was Monday, I don't know, the announcement for season 4 for Lower Decks dropped, and on that same day, the Strange New Worlds crossover with Lower Decks, or vice versa, that dropped on that same day. And then, of course, yesterday we had a brand new episode of Strange New Worlds. It was Saturday. So, like, you have like 2 episodes. Like, I didn't even have time to watch 2 episodes as they air. So it's like, oh, I'm going to watch 2 episodes in a row. And episode from Thursday last week, Lost in Translation. It was an okay episode, but the Lower Decks crossover. Oh my God, it was an amazing episode. Absolutely amazing. I usually watch an episode twice. I've watched that 3 times so far. It's such a wonderful episode. What is it? And then, of course, we had a new episode yesterday, and I have not had a chance to watch it a second time. But I was more focused on who the actor playing the Klingon was than really getting into the show. But I was watching. But like, you had Clint Howard do a cameo. He's, of course, was in the original Star Trek. And then and there was something that Rob had messaged me yesterday about, because it is we have basically flashbacks to the Klingon War and M'Benga and Chapel, basically in a medical combat unit. And it was funny because he messages me something like the Starfleet version of MASH, and I had that exact same thought. Like, if they were going to do, say, a 2-hour movie, like, their Section 31 movie, or do like a limited series, that would be really, really interesting, of doing a like a Starfleet version of MASH. And I think that would be kind of cool. Let's see, but not just movies. I mean, that could be a whole book series. Seriously, for the, if it wasn't going to be movies, it could be a book series. So, starring M'Benga. Good morning, Young. How are you, sir? Some great Star Trek. Camp. That was, yeah, we're already planning. Of course, I'm always planning the next one. But the 71st is going to be it's going to be good too. So not as big, not going to be doing the 5-day again. At least let's see, what is it? I said probably not until maybe his 80th is when we'll do that. Let's see, Rob. I just realized I called Clint Howard, actor, Ben Howard, singer, in my message last night. Whoops. No, I knew exactly who you were talking about. I saw that and I was like, Ben Howard? His name is Clint. And in fact, I couldn't get the name Ron out of my head. It was like Ron Howard. I said, no, that's not Ron. It's his brother. What's his brother's name? His brother's name is Clint. So, yeah. No, I knew exactly who you were talking about. So, but like if they did like a special like mini series, like 3 or 4 episodes of Star Wars version of MASH, they could have M'Benga, they could have Chapel, and they could have Clint Howard reprising his role too. I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, so it's you can tell my brain is still kind of mush, even though it happened. It takes me. This one was especially hard. It just took me taking me longer to recover. But I have 3 new students. Like it's when it comes to, my goal, I kind of set a goal every month of having like to bring in at least 4 students a month. Ideally not lose any. I did lose a couple just out of one was out of a schedule change, and one was what was it? They were going to take a couple months off because of travel, other life, business, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, we'll be back. We promise. We just have to get these stuff done first, which I get. I totally understand. No worries. Let's see. So what was I going to say? But I have 3 new students. And in fact, for July, I actually think I actually have 5. I am up. I have 5. So I'm really up 3. But I have 5 new students, which is fantastic. Like, we're trying to organize a little bit better our how Lisa and I keep our statistics and all that kind of stuff. So I couldn't really tell you exactly how many more I need financially for the school to pay for itself, but we are way close, like super way close. I'm so excited. So like last month I was so close I could taste it. I think we are almost there. And And then, of course, with the camp and doing modular and all that kind of stuff, people became more of a, Gordon was there, who used to be, what is it? Who used to be my live student. He's in Arizona now. So it's one of those where it's like, oh, hey, I do want to join the online group. Yay. And another gal, which is really cool because she's been part of a martial arts group that I've been loosely associated with, for years. Gone down there and taught. Mark has gone down there and taught. She's been to a couple different seminars, but she came and spent the 3 days training with us. And so she's like, hey, after, I'm full-time school, full-time student, full-time employee. Once I get that done, I want to, and because she's also local, she's like, ooh, I might actually come up and train live. So yeah, it's, the potential for more students there. And Alexa and I demonstrated modular lightsaber, which was even cooler. And people were like, okay, so that's a really cool thing. So that'll probably be a class I might start teaching here very, very soon. I need lightsabers. So, I might start buying maybe a lightsaber a month, or two, depending on how much I can afford. But then actually start like having, either maybe, I don't know. I'm stuck on this, $66 because of course, order 66, but I don't know if it should be like, every couple months we'll do like a 2 to 3 hour seminar and teach, for $66, and then have a seminar and just teach, 3 hours worth of modular lightsaber, or if it would be like 2 days a month, like, every other week, and then charge $66. But I'd like to try and work in 66 in there somewhere. So it would be Star Wars-ish. Yeah. Let's see. All right. So same issue. I was like, ooh, Ron's brother, crap. What's his name? Ben sounds right. Yeah, Ben. And then, this is for the school paying itself. Young says that's great. Running a commercial school is difficult. I wouldn't say it's difficult. It's a challenge. And I would not change. I would open up a school any day. I would never change the fact that I did that. It can be headbanging at times. In fact, one of the things like I have one it's like the seminar's over, so I have one project done. I don't have to worry about it. Truly, I don't like, the next one's just going to be a regular 3-day or so. I really like, when it comes to promoting it and all that kind of stuff, I really don't truly need to start until like December or January, about 6 months out. Even though I kind of have an idea of, we already have the dates. We already have like, it's just updating that stuff. But, when it comes to, it's like, okay, I don't need to think about this anymore. And Jim's book, I added one more story to it, and I've got a couple more pictures to add to it. But that is still going to drop on the 1st of August. So if you guys have not purchased a pre-order, you can still do that. But I know a lot of people have reached out and told me that they just want to wait until it's full price to buy one, which I'm okay with that too. If you want to do that, I'm okay with that too. So, and then, let's see, what was the other thing? But the next thing that I'm working on to help promote the school is, of course, I can't really reach out. A lot of the PTOs and PTAs, they are not really in working mode during the summer. So it's basically like, okay, you know, as we get closer, trying to connect with them. So that'll probably be more like the middle of August when principals are back in the office, and trying to reconnect with some of the principals I know and be able to get us a presence at their what is it at their open houses. So either handing out popcorn or like when we were at Burton, we did icy pops, cotton candy. We have that option now. But the one thing that another big project I'm working on is doing a trunk or treat at the shopping center where Artisan is located. They're just in talking with one of the gals from the toy store there. They don't do anything. Like there's no organized, like friendly community based thing. So I was like, so she's on board. Like if we do, like, it's like, well, let's organize a trunk or treat. Like, and I already spoke to my landlady. She's like, oh, absolutely. You can use a section of the parking lot. And so now it's just basically putting together a flyer that that has kind of like, what it is, ideas. Are you interested? If you are, please, let me know so you can commit, because, flyers can go out to, like, I've got these connections now with the schools. So flyers can go out to all these schools. If we put up a flyer in every business, like just create that buzz. So I think it'll be awesome. I really do. I think it would be a great community-based event, and not just for us, but for other people. So, Gerald, hey sir, how are you? I'm assuming that is in relation to running a commercial school is difficult, or at least it's a challenge. Yes, you've definitely got that right. And then Young, we never focused enough on finances. We had fun, helped lots of people, often barely were able to pay the light bill. Very thankful for all the adventures. Yeah. I mean, it is like, for me, and in fact, even Jana speaks of this in her chapter of the book. Like for Jim, it was never about making money. It was about giving people the gift of martial arts. And so for me, I mean, it is about money, but it's not. Like I still, I do want to pay. I do want to have it, the school not just pay its bills, but eventually pay me. I'd like it to be able to pay my mortgage and put food on my table. That's the ultimate goal. And even becoming a martial arts millionaire, that is potential. Okay. But it's not about, for me, it's about making that money ethically. So I'm glad. So I'm glad that this topic came up, because this reminded me of something that it was going to, when I was tagged in. So I'm part of these different martial arts business groups, and I was tagged in this one group, and oh, did it? Okay. So this is Young. You deserve to be well paid for quality. Yeah. Okay. So check this out. This grinds my gears. Okay. So this is a post by I'm not going to give the person's name, but it is a business person, business mentor personality, not somebody I follow directly, but he's on here. Anyway, so it talks about, so the title is Boosting Revenue with Graduation Fees and Accelerated Graduations. Okay. So I charge one fee. I charge tuition. That's it. It includes promotions. It includes like all the way through black belt. And I give away not just a black belt embroidered, but I also give away a gi top. Like I give like it's going to cost a little bit of money. I don't charge for that. Okay? I don't charge for belt promotions. But I know it's an industry standard to not only get people into contracts, but also to nickel and dime them with sparring packages and black belt clubs and promotion fees. Yeah. Okay. Graduation fees and accelerated graduation. No, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is talks about how graduation fees can be a powerful tool for revenue. There's some strategies. Okay, so pre-selling graduation fees. Okay, consider selling all the graduation fees up to black belt at the time of enrollment. Okay, it says assume there are 9 graduations, each costing $49. This would bring the total to $441. Offer a 20% discount. Hey, if you buy it now, I'll give you a discount. Brings it down to $352. Okay. So this is the logic here. You might be wondering why a discount on future income? Twofold. First, most students don't make it to black belt. Okay. That's theft. Okay. Second, prepaid fees might encourage students to train longer. Potentially, like, hey, we've already paid for this. Continue going. Okay. So yeah, that's the mindset of some of these people out there that are yeah, true. Most people don't make it to black belt. So we're just going to get their money before they aren't going to use it. And yes, maybe it might encourage them to train longer because they've already paid for it. But what's worse than having a parent bring a kid that doesn't want to be in class just because they already paid for it? Like that's a distraction to the other students who actually want to be there. And I say kid because, most martial arts schools are catered to kids. I cater to, right now my student base is about 50-50. Okay. And so he breaks it down. If you enroll 100 students in a year, 1 in 4 buys a prepaid package. That's 25 students discounted. So you're making basically of the 25 that buy the prepaid, that's $88 extra $100 a year. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then the accelerated graduations, basically it is like for me, there is really no accelerated graduations. The adults do kind of train on their own time, so it might take them longer or shorter periods to go through certain black belt rank, go through different belt ranks. But for the kids, it's broken down so like they essentially get a belt every 4 months. And the curriculum is so simple that they get like they really have to have either missed or they just don't get it. And if they don't get it, then that's my fault. Okay. But basically the accelerated graduations is essentially the idea of paying for private lessons to get these people up to speed, which why don't you just say have people pay for private lessons to bring them up to speed instead of accelerated graduations? Like, I don't know, that puts such a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I love martial arts and I love owning a school, but the industry is so toxic when it comes to that type of mindset of it's like, yeah, I know as a potential person you're coming in, you potentially you will not make it to black belt, so I'm going to get as much money out of you as possible because right now. It's like, how about this? Why don't you create a relationship with that person and teach good martial arts so that person will be like, oh, hey, I'm having fun, I'm learning something, and getting to black belt, at least, even though that's, us hardcores, that's really the beginning. That's something that they can strive for, something that's like, oh, I've checked, I got my black belt in whatever, X martial art. Yeah, I just, anyway, so I saw, of course, I got tagged because you can do that where it says at everyone. So if you're part of that group, everybody gets tagged. And so I saw it come up and I was like, are you kidding me? Yeah. So as far as discounts or prepaying, I could get behind a quarterly, biannually, or annually reduction if paid in full. Beyond that, kind of hard to sell, in my opinion. So I'm not opposed to say, okay, I'm not going to outrightly say, hey, I don't know you, but I'm going to try and sell you on this. I'm going to try and sell you on this, yearly package, and you get a discount. But say, and Brandon does this for his current students. Like when his current students come in, if they're like, oh, hey, we know we're going to train, like we know we're not going anywhere, but we want to save a little bit of money. So if we pay for everything up front, like if we pay for a year, and he doesn't go beyond a year, and it's not contract, it's just you've prepaid, but he'll give them a discount. I don't know what the discount is, and usually he promotes it because he raises his prices every year, so it's like $10 or something like that. So it's like if you prepay now, you don't. If you prepay now for the entire year, you're prepaying based on the original price or on the price that you're paying now, and then whatever discount goes in there. So, but and I don't know who started the whole contracts and having some people prepay up front. I've heard Junri's name thrown in there, but it's just when it comes to the, and nothing against Junri. I mean, he's not around to defend himself, but I mean, that's the foundation of the McDojo, is to get people in contracts and then screw them over. Let's see. Young. Before my dad and I started our martial arts journey together, we visited a Take Your Dough school. He slid a contract across the table and said, I guarantee you will be a black belt in 2 years. Okay. Dad and I joked about it later, but what if we were really that dumb? True. Now, a good friend of mine, he was part of, he ran a school, he ran his school long time ago, based on the model of pre-selling packages. So basically you're buying your black belt. or you're prepaying for classes. And he had sold, back in the mid 80s, early 90s, he had pre-sold a black belt package. Basically, you're buying the whole thing for, I don't know, like $3,000, $3,500. I can't remember. And the guy just wrote this check and got a uniform, got everything prepaid, and never came back to classes, never showed up. He wrote a check and never came back. And it was kind of, it was that where it was like, okay, person signed a contract. They prepaid. So it's like they're kind of stuck. They already prepaid and they never show back up. It was like one of those buyer's remorse, because it was like that flip, like, oh, hey, there was this whole sales scheme of how to do it. And he says that was kind of that first instance where he's like, maybe this isn't the right thing to do. So yeah, I thought that was like early on, many years ago, probably 10 years ago, I had a small group. We were training out of the garage, and I had a guy show up. He's like really excited. And I did contracts, but I didn't do contracts. But he paid, he paid for the first month, uniform, everything. And then, and then when he left, like, he was like, he messages me and he's like, I'm sorry. This just isn't for me. And he's, I don't know. I don't think he really said buyer's remorse, but it was just like, he's like, I'm really interested, but I just don't think you are the school for me. And he says, keep my money. I'll send you back the uniform. I know I wrote paid a contract, but I refunded his money. Like, it was like, no, for me, it was easy. Even if he had signed the contract, I hadn't provided anything for him. He had not taken a class. So why take his money? So like from the beginning, that was, even when we had that, that monthly agreement, it was, yeah, I like positive business. That's just how I thought. Rob, charge a $50 per day AC fee per student to gain extra funds. Charge $25 oxygen fee per student for breathing the sacred air within the dojo. If you pay for the year, we'll knock off $10. Oh my gosh. Yeah, during the summer, I could just turn the AC off and just be like, it's like, oh, okay. You want AC? $5 extra per class. An oxygen fee. Sean, good morning. So anyway, that's just been that was just, that post really struck me, and I was like, ooh, I want to talk about it. But there's a lot of stuff that come up. I see stuff pop up on my feed. I talk to people. It's like, ooh, I'm going to talk about that on Friday, and I completely forget. So I'm glad that that popped up, because that just threw me for a complete loop. Let's see. Oh, and now of course it's, oh, there we go. Let's see. What was there, another one on there? I cannot remember. I guess there isn't. My brain. Anyway, so we'll clear that off. Yeah, so it's just, just the way it is. Mm. But now here's the thing. I remember, and I can't remember who was it John Gardner or something? Anyway, I got a martial arts, how to open up a dojo. And this was, I don't know, 20 years ago, this book. And it talked about how, and even on some of these, it's like, earn $70,000 on opening weekend. And it's like, how do you make $70,000? I was always curious, how do you make $70,000, during your grand opening? And it's pre-selling martial arts packages. But some of the problem with that is that you have all of these people now. You have, say, $70,000, however much money, and then you have all these people that are not paying monthly. So you can't, it's like, oh, I got 70 grand and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No, you actually have to manage that money properly so you can make it to the next stage. And then you always have to have people coming in. So because, okay, well, I had a $70,000 month. Well, the next month is what? Going to be $1, you have to have these people constantly coming in to keep up that, up, or your business is going to go bust. So, is having monthly with no contracts, is that risky? I think it is, but I think it helps better the relationship between, and just make it a more positive culture within the school. So, because you get those, I've had it's like, hey, we're going to be gone for a month and a half for vacation. We're not going to be here, so please don't charge us. Okay. That's sorry, glare from the sun. The sun is coming out. So yeah, is that challenging? Absolutely, it's challenging, but I think it's just a more ethical way of doing business. So, and even before, Brandon Beliso does this, he's a month-to-month guy, no contracts, no extra fees. I had started on that route years and years ago before I even met or started following Professor. But that idea, like his thought process and my thought process, it's the same. It's and that's kind of what drew me to him too. It's like, ooh, he thinks financially like me, at least, with the student relationship, but he has 2 schools and makes millions of dollars a year. So he's doing it and making tons of money. That means I can do it and make tons of money. So, but still building relationships and creating culture and creating a positive culture. So there you go. Let's see what else. Of course, I didn't write down anything like I normally do. I did mention Jim's book. So it is today. Today is the 28th. So Jim's book will be out Tuesday, or at least it'll go live Tuesday. We'll put in orders for those people who had pre-ordered Tuesday. And then also Tuesday, for those people who want to pay full price, you can totally do that. Jim has had a lot of support. I think, I think what we did, it was 3 weeks. I think we did 3 weeks, and we're looking at close to, I don't know the exact numbers, but I'd say close to 30 pre-orders, which is great. Like, Jim would be like, oh, that's 29 more than what I was expecting. So, but yeah, it's that's another project that it's like, yay, I'm going to put that aside because now I can focus on other things. Bobby was up at the camp, and things have started clearing up for him. So he's been doing lots of drawings for the alphabet book. So that's, oh my God, that's going to be, I'm super excited for that project too. Just because that just gives us so much more, just not just another product, but another thing to give back, especially for kids. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. And then what is it? And then we have, so originally when it came to Star Trek and then feeding into Ahsoka, and the new Ahsoka trailer, I don't know if I had talked, that was great. Like, really looking forward to that. But when we look at the whole extra episode of Strange New Worlds dropping, we're going to have a whole week where we don't have anything to watch. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? So let's see, we have 1, 8, and 9. Yeah, so Strange New Worlds 8 and 9, that's going to be on the 3rd and the 10th, and then Ahsoka is going to be on the 23rd. So watch reruns or rewatch Rebels. Yeah, totally. Oh, and I actually, there was somebody, and I don't know, did I save it really? Let me do just a really quick check here. There was I gotta get past all these pictures. Oh, maybe I should share some of these pictures. Oh, here we go. It's watching all of the relevant Ahsoka episodes. And so they actually broke it down. I don't know if I sent that to you, Rob, but this was somebody had put this together. So basically it's, you watch episode 1 of Tales of the Jedi, and then you watch the Clone Wars movie, and then you watch the Clone Wars episodes. So, and it's got specific episodes for season 1 through 7. And then you've got Tales of the Jedi episode 5 and 6. Then you read the Ahsoka book, and then you've got the specific Star Wars Rebels episodes, and then the Mandalorian episode, the Jedi, and then the episode from Book of Boba Fett. So you've got all of those. It's like this is a somewhat complete guide to Ahsoka Tano's storyline leading up to the Ahsoka series. So, I mean, this person really did their work. Rob, there we go. Sent off. Yeah, but this camp, I mean, yeah, we had a lot of fun. So let's see. That's me and Odessa right there. She's just a wonderful person. And then we went on Wednesday, we went to Stonehenge and up in Maryhill, Washington. So that's our group picture, the limited people that went up there. Okay. So funny because we set up everything. I was just going to set it up for an automatic picture. And then this guy comes up, he goes, "You want me to take the picture?" So took lots of pictures. Me and Bram. There we go. This is like old people doing whatchamacallit, the little slideshows. Oh, and here's a beetle. That's the tip of my toe for size. We just see this big beetle, and Bobby's looking at me. He goes, "Did that come out of my bag?" Like he was freaking out that it came out of his bag. And then so this was taken on, I think picture was taken on Friday, but these are all the ladies that went to the camp. So Graciela came to the camp, and then we had Odessa, and there's Amy and her daughter. So yeah, it was really cool. And that's interesting. Okay. So I don't know if you noticed this. You know that this is complete left turn at Albuquerque. Okay. The idea that your phone, or at least the iPhone, is constantly taking pictures of you. Okay. Now I don't know if you noticed this. I just noticed it. So like somebody, and I don't know what it is if the phone is constantly taking pictures or if it's doing something, but like there's this little infrared light or something that light on the camera that comes on, and like they've like they've done, like there was this one person, they like shot video of somebody looking at their phone with infrared light, and it's like this flash that comes on like every couple minutes. So as I was holding this up here, I see on this side, and actually let me bring that picture up again. Okay. So as I'm holding it this way, where there was a little flash, and let me see if I can get, oh, see, now it's not going to do it. Now it's not going to do it. That was so weird, but I did. I saw twice. I saw a little flash come from the phone. Okay, so here's the big group picture from Saturday. This is the biggest group that we've had. Check that out. All of those people in my school. Like it was super exciting. It was super exciting. And it was great because, you know, we didn't have to deal with the heat. People got to learn. Like everybody was really, really excited. So Harvey came down. Yeah. Big Brother or Tim Cook, you know, whoever it is. Yeah, so it was great. Dan Anderson came down. And for some reason we got a bazillion copies of that. Let's see. Oh, and okay, so check this out. So my there is, in front of the school, there's just been, like when I moved in, there was this big bush. And you know, I get parking lots have to have so much greenery, okay? But there was just this big bush. And I convinced my landlord to take it out, that it was an eyesore. It was basically impeding the view of the school. And she's like, you know what? I agree. So she had it taken out. And then all of a sudden, like she's like, she loved it so much that she did that to the rest of the property. Okay. So instead of doing like little bushes, they just put gravel in all the different things. And I was hoping that I could have done like a what is it called? Like a Zen garden. That's what I was really trying to promote, was a Zen garden in front of the school. But she ends up, she's like, no, she wanted something to maintain it, you know, something that was had less maintenance. So they end up they tiled it with stone. So it's just this big air, like, and it looks great. Like it looks awesome. So they even fixed the stop sign because the stop sign was falling forward. But this is the school. This is my school at night now. Like just a very clean, open, like I just love it. Just a great picture, or just a great visual. So and then there's a Big Town Hero going in next door. So got a sandwich shop. They haven't started construction yet. But yeah, so let's see. There's something else. Yeah, I guess that's it. That's it. Anyway, so lots of things for me to do today. Got a couple classes, and then there was something else. What was it? I don't know. Yeah. There was something else I'm supposed to do today, but that's okay. I'll remember at some point. So anyway, and I haven't been drinking a lot of tea, but we're getting up on the hour mark and my brain's starting to melt. I have given you all I think that I can give in this morning's tea. So thank you for hanging out and commenting. I thank you for reminding me of that one very unethical business model thing that I had to talk about. But anyway, so until next Friday. And I know I came on, I'm still talking. I know I came on here a little bit later. Like I usually was doing it at 10 and then I did it at 7 because of the lightsaber camp. And today it was 7:30, 7:45. So I've been a little bit off on when I'm doing it. I haven't decided what time, like what is a good time. Should I just make it random? Like, hey, it's 10 a.m., but it's Friday. Or, oh, it's 10 p.m., but it's Friday. So just debating on times. What's a good time to do a Friday talk, or maybe even do it Saturday. Like I could do it Saturday at 7, but because I do have classes at 10, but I don't know. We will see. The best time is whenever you do it. You're allowed to have a life. Yeah, but this is part of I enjoy doing this. I think doing it every day is a little much. I remember last year, the year before, I was doing it every day. But I think a weekly update of my life and the school and my thoughts and all that kind of stuff. I think that's that's fun. But I don't know. We will see. So anyway, love to y'all. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one.